In this lecture, we are going to learn about the periodic table. But before that, atoms should be clear. Atoms are the basic unit of the of any substance. Of periodic table. Periodic table is basically a table which helps us arrange elements on the basis of their increasing atomic masses. So when we study them from top to bottom, we are studying them on the basis of their groups, and when we see them, they show increase in their atomic masses. When we study them from left side to the right side, we study them on the basis of their increasing atomic number or masses, and we allot them the term period. So these are two main categories on the basis of which we use to study the periodic table. Why was periodic table discovered? Periodic table was discovered to place elements into it at the basis of their similar properties, just like if we pick up the group number 1, which is called as alkali metal. Alkali metals are studied because this is the most reactive metallic group of the periodic table. So why are they most reactive? Because they love to donate their electron. When they donate their electron, they are called as metal. They are known for their donation of electrons. So when they donate their electron, we can say that they are the electron donors, and they are known for their ability to donate the electrons. Here are some sort of basics which everybody should be clear before learning the periodic table. The first property of them is the first term over here is the metal. What the metals are the electron donor. They when somebody else property is to donate the electron, they are called as metals. Metals are electron donors, so anybody else who could donate the electron at the very immediate of it is called as the good metal. The two properties are most commonly allotted to metals is like a good metal should be the donor of electron. The more easily it donates electron, the more excellent conductor of electricity it would be, and we can say that this is known as the good metal. Why? Because electricity is nothing but the movement or conduction of electrons. The more they donate electron, the more good conductor of electricity they would be, and they would be called as the good metals. Next is the bad metals. When something is unable to donate electron, or they are not donating their electrons fastly, they let's say if somebody has 6 electron and they can only donate 3 of it, by keeping some electrons onto them, they are called as bad metals. Or bad metals also, they would be least or bad conductor of electricity. So that's it for metal. Next point would be non-metals. Non-metals are the acceptor of electrons. They cannot conduct electricity. Why? Because if anybody else came nearby them with the electrons, they would start accepting electrons from that metals. So we can say that a non-metal is the one who grab or attracts or even snatch electrons from the metals. Now, what electricity is? It is simply the conduction of electrons, conduction or movement of electron. When electrons move fastly, they are called as conductor of electricity. Now, noble gases. Noble gases are those gases, they are the group number, they belong to group number 8. They are also called as the zero groups. Why? Because they are not accepting electrons, they are not donating electrons. That is why we can say that they are the noble gases, and inert term is specific for the noble gases because they don't have need to accept or donate the electrons because they are already in their stable form. Subatomic particles are those particles, they are the 3 particles who compose an element, who compose an atom. So when we pick up the one which is called as proton, it is positively charged. Its nature is that it will be having positive charge onto it. Neutron is a partner of it. It's neutral. It has no charge onto it. Both proton and neutron will be present in nucleus. and they make positively charged nucleus. So when somebody asks you why nucleus is positively charged, you should be clear, because nucleus consists of neutron and protons. When it consists of these two things, protons are having positive charge and they allot positive charge to the nucleus. When it comes to the electrons are negatively charged. They are present in the shells which are surrounding the nucleus. They are having negative charge. Since positive attracts negative, the electrons keep on revolving around the nucleus of an atom. Atomic mass, they are the sum of protons and neutrons. These two combine together to give rise to atomic mass. Atomic number of protons present in an element. So if we only count number of protons, they are called as atomic number. If we only count the if we gatherly count number of protons and number of neutrons, this is called as the atomic mass. Now there is another point that if an element is neutral or it present in its stable atomic form, the number of protons and neutrons of that elements are equal. It will be neutral then. That is why outermost shell of those elements is fully filled, because they are not needing to accept or not to donate the electron. That is why they are stable. Why some metals are positively charged? As we have studied that metals are known for their ability to donate the electron. When a metal donates electron, okay, when something is neutral, okay, it was neutral. When it is neutral, there is an equal or same number of protons and electrons in an atom. When the metals donate the electron, they remove the electron out of them. So imbalance occur. The positive charge would be greater, negative would be lesser. Positive charge would be greater. So when a metal donates its electron, the electrons would be decreasing and number of protons would be higher. So metals will be positively charged. That is why we can say that metals are positively charged. Sodium is a metal because it donates one electron. Why? Because it belongs to group number 1. Non-metals are negatively charged. Why are they? Because when an element have balanced number of electrons and proton in their neutral form. Now, since non-metal is having ability that they use to accept electron, proton was giving, so number of electrons fall in proton and number of proton elevates. When it comes to non-metals are negatively charged. Due to their negative charge, they accept electron. तो जब वो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं तो वहाँ पे नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स कम हो जाते हैं और बाहर से आने वाले ज़्यादा नेगेटिवली चार्ज इलेक्ट्रॉन जो हैं वो एलिवेट कर जाते हैं. इसीलिए नॉन मेटल्स आर नेगेटिवली चार्ज. तो क्लोरीन इज अ नॉन मेटल. Why noble gases are called as inert gases? Because when elements are in their neutral form, they don't have a need to accept or donate electron. When they come across their ability to react, when they feel that they are getting unstable or they are having odd numbers in their outermost shell, in that case, to make it even, they got to react, or for that case, if they are metal, they would accept to attain even number. When they are metals, they would react and they would donate. They will give up. They will get rid of that extra odd number who is inducing instability into them. Just like sodium, whenever sodium reacts, sodium will donate its electron. While when it comes to chlorine, the chlorine's atomic mass is 17. So chlorine will react and it will accept electron. So it will accept one electron because its nature is to accept that one electron. It can only accept one electron at a time. So it will attain number 18 to attain the stability. The last concept over here is halogens. Halogens are those groups who are group number 7 elements. They are known for their electronegativity because they are non-metal. They accept electron. They are most reactive, non-metallic, group in the periodic table, because if anybody else come nearby them, they would do anything to grab or snatch electron from that particular metal. So that's it for the periodic table. We will keep on learning more terms. So see you in the next video.